You guys know what month it is. It's No Simp September. That means stop being a simp. But really, there's been enough explaining what a simp is and talking about why everyone's a simp. But the true question we should be asking is, how can we stop being a simp? I know Jewce made a pretty cool video on what a simp is and psychology and all that. I'll link that down in the description.
Polo, can you come lace my shoe with me?
Superstars feeling like a pop star.
Now, the trouble with being a simp is it's a sucker idolizing mediocre, yeah, you know what. And Urban Dictionary defines it as being subservient to women and only doing that because you're trying to smash. And it's true. It's true. And I find this mostly present in men, and I can talk about men because I understand how their brain works. Women, I'm still trying to decipher that. So the point about this simping is, I think, really relates to being a nice guy, and that's what people are trying to do. They're just trying to be nice guys, you know, respect women and white knight. But I don't think it's exactly that, because when you peel back the persona of this white knight, behind it lays quite evil self-interest, which is expecting something in return for when you're supposed to be doing it out of the goodness of your heart.
Allow me to explain. If you're only being nice cause you wanna lay the pipe, you're a simp. You're a simp, you're a simp. When you pay for all the clothes and then she says, thank you bro, you're a simp.
You know, you're doing all these things for them, but it's really with that hidden motivation. And doing that with that hidden motivation kind of takes away that true genuineness, and it eventually leads you to be used by these women. And I mean, just from personal experience, I see these, it's like one or two girls, a couple girls, and they're just surrounded by these groups of guys, and they're, you know, the guys are hyping them up, you know, cracking jokes about how they're like pretty and stuff, and you know, it's this cycle, because these women are being raised up, and you know, and they're getting all this, I don't know, clout, or they're getting all this status, and these men are just, I feel like they worship them. It's like, it's funny.
And who's that? Oh, it's Mr. MVP, Simp!
And it makes me think, are you her slave? Like, you just literally do what she says, you go get her lunch, you know, like, you're paying for this, and then it's not really benefiting you. You're just getting led on, and it comes with oftentimes this lack of inner self-worth, and you know, feeling that the hole inside of them, that it will be filled once, you know, you get a girlfriend, because, you know, that's the solution to your internal problems. Now, obviously, it's not the solution. If you have your own personal problems and you're trying to straighten out your life, you gotta do that first. And once you do that yourself, then you can, you know, have a relationship with another person, and they're also good, and you know, you guys are good together, instead of, you know, creating this cycle that, you know, leaves one person up here and one person down here.
I'm gonna get straight to it. If you got feelings with somebody you're not even dating, and you get so emotionally attached that afterwards you get heartbroken even though y'all never dated, you the biggest simp ever.
The root of many of these is past trauma, and, you know, not having people that you can rely on, or something. It could really be a number of things, but the fact is that you have to get over it, right? And what you want to do is get some real human connection Um, you know, bros before hoes.
Top 5 things simps always do. Number 1, they double text. Number 2, they do pickup lines. They get jealous every time the girl's around another guy. They undervalue themselves and they never go out for their dreams. They try to put down their other friends.
Having this attachment to this one girl or these couple of girls, and looking at their Instagrams at night and crying yourself to sleep is not gonna solve problems. But here are a couple steps that I'm just gonna list off the top of my head that you probably want to go through. First, you need to acknowledge, I'm a simp. Say it with me. I am a simp. And once you do that, you can move on to dealing with the problem and understand, like, why am I simping? Maybe it's because I don't feel that I'm a good, like, I'm worth anything. I haven't accomplished anything. So maybe try and work towards something meaningful, and find peace in yourself, because it's just another addiction you're running to. It's just like running to drugs or whatever, or alcohol. Like, it's a different kind of addiction, but you're just following your desire and getting, like, the definition of addiction, I think, in Latin is to be taken over by. Don't quote me on this. It's something like that. To be, like, taken over by desire. So that's exactly what's happening here. And if you can resist that, you want to move on to, how do I, stop this? Realize, catch yourself when you're simping, and understand that you need to stand up for yourself. And these women, if they're leading you on, they're just taking all your good energy, and understand where you're coming from as a person, as not what you thought you were, because you can't be lying to yourself. And simping harder is not going to solve the problem. It's just like, I'm tying it back to being a nice guy. Like, the real question, why do good girls like bad guys? I had this question for a really long time, and the truth is, it's not, you can't be a nice guy, but being, a nice guy it doesn't cut it. Because when you're trying to be a nice guy, you're not standing up for yourself, right? You're kind of getting pushed around, hoping that, out of the niceness of others people's hearts, that you're going to get something in return, when you're really just, just working your ass off for other people. And if you can't stand up for yourself, if you can't ask for what you want, how do you expect to get anything, right? Like, you can even see a more extreme example of this when people, they play out a situation in their head, right? They're like, okay, I'm gonna say no, I'm gonna do what you say now, I'm gonna do, but next time you gotta get me. But this is an internal dialogue. You're not having this conversation with another person. And then afterwards, right, they have a situation, and then they get ticked off, and they blow their cap because they've been putting all this pressure on the inside. Oh, you're a hoe anyways, like, no one likes you anyways. You're ugly anyways. Don't hate on people too, because everyone's just trying to live their life, and it's just a fact.
Finna talk out shit. Why not?
White is gay.
Yeah. I am a menace. Keep me a ratchet like tennis.
All right, guys. So finally, you're gonna you're gonna punch that insecurity. You're gonna stand up for yourself, and you're gonna stop doing, like, worshiping these women, and stop feeling entitled. And because it's not like everyone gets whoever they want. Like, it's your right. You gotta work for stuff. It's not how the world works. And it's not good for, I don't think it's good for you, and it's not good for them either, that they're getting, you know, all these people just like worshiping them. Yes, yes, you're beautiful. Here's my money. Let me buy you lunch. Let me, you know, let me do your homework for you. And I think I'm gonna leave it off at that. It's just stand up for yourself, get some self confidence, and understand your own motivations and have pure motivations. That's it. Don't let me catch you simping.